Hi there, welcome to Caltex Academy. Today we're looking at compound inequalities and their solution set. In our previous videos, we looked at simple inequalities that involve only one inequality sign. And today, in the compound inequalities, we're going to look at inequalities that are having more than one, especially two inequalities signs. So I've also given the link of those videos in the description of this video. You can go ahead and watch them and also see how it worked. And without wasting time, let's dive into our video and go through this question. But before you continue to this video, please try to spare some 3 seconds to subscribe to the channel, share this video with friends, and then like this video to push it to large audience. Sit back, relax, and get some notebook and take some notes for you to get the best out of this video. And we are going to discuss around 7 questions here. By the end of this video, you will be comfortable with inequalities that involve 2 signs. Let's move on to the video. Now, in the first place, we can copy our question down here, and we have 3 is less than x plus 2 is less than 10. And you would ask yourself, how would I supposed to work out this number? So quite simple. There are 2 ways in which we can work out this number, and I think I prefer one of the methods, and I'm going to use it mostly. But let me start with one of the methods that I'm not preferring it. The first method here would be, we can look at what we have here as a constant and subtract, because we have here addition from both sides. This side, which is 10, and then 3, to simplify out and realize that you have only x here in the middle. So that is method 1. And method 2, you can split these inequalities into 2, where we first pretend we don't have something like less than 10, and we have only 3 is less than x plus 2, and then we simplify the simple part. And then also look at, we pretend we don't have this part here, 3 is less than, we just only start from here, x plus 2 is less than 10. It will also be a straightforward inequality, and we solve it. So let's go ahead and do the same work here using our approach number 1. Now when we subtract 2 on all the sides, here we shall have 3 minus 2 is less than x plus 2 minus also 2 is less than 10 minus 2. And for me, this one looks somehow weird. It will be confusing, especially if you have complex kind of inequality. That is why I prefer the second approach, which I'm going to show you here. Now 3 minus 2, we have here 1, so 1 is less than x. And then here 10 minus 2, we have 8. And the good thing also with this method is, you realize that as soon as you finish this working, you're ready to your solution exactly. Now for second method, as I mentioned earlier on, we pretend this part of the inequality is not there, so we can just simply write as, let me say, 3 is less than x plus 2. Then we solve for x. So subtracting 2 on both sides, we'll have here 3 minus 2 is less than x plus 2 minus 2. And also as well, this positive and negative 2 cancels, and we have only x is less than, the result of subtracting this is 1, and then we say n. Now we pretend we don't have this part, 3 is less than, so we start from here, and we have x plus 2 is less than 10. Then we subtract positive 2 away from all these 2 sides, and we shall be having here x from the left hand side, such that also positive and negative 2 will cancel. Then finally we have here 10 minus 2, that is 8. So finally we have to combine them because we just simply separated these two parts of this inequality, but now the answers will be 1, and you see at the right side we have x, then at the left side we have x. It's just that we will merge this x together, and then it will appear something like x is less, sorry, 1 is less than x, then is less than 9, not 9, sorry, 8. Okay, so when you look at this solution and the other one here, they are so identical. And each of these methods, they have their advantages and disadvantages. The disadvantage of method 1 is if we have complex inequality, it will prove to be somehow stubborn. But then the advantage is as soon as you finish working, you'll get your answer straightforward. Then the advantage of this part 2 is you will work with simple inequalities, but the disadvantage is you have two different answers which you need to work around to make sure that you combine to make up your answer. So which method do you think is the best for you? Please leave a comment here to see exactly which method you prefer, as we will continue adding more 6 numbers in addition to this one here. So please, the target of this video is at least 1000 likes and then 2000 comments. I need to see what you think about this video and how does it go right away with you. Now, since the question is saying we need to draw a number line and state the solution for each of these numbers, we're just sort of using two different approaches. Let's go ahead and draw a number line. So when you look at this solution, we go from either of this method, you realize that we have 1 is less than x is less than 8. These are the numbers at the extreme end of our solution. So how do we approach this? So what we do is we can start maybe from 0, a number more 1 by what we have here as the list. Then we'll go ahead and say 1 and can count up to one number more, that is 9. So we have here 2, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we can go one more, 9. But since we have space here, we can even say 10. And now they don't end there, of course. They're going up to negative infinity to the left, and then positive infinity to the right of these integers. So now let's go ahead and identify our solution. So let's come to 1 and then we form some circle, and because we have less than, remember from our previous video we discussed saying if you have this sign that is less than and also greater than, we'll use a circle which is empty. But the moment, okay, empty, that looks like this. But if you have less than or equals to or greater than or equals to, then you'll have a circle that is shaded. So putting this in mind, then we see that what we have here from our solution are only these signs that were involved. So for that case, we're leaving this empty. Now let's go to the next boundary, and that is 8. So you'll also have another empty cycle above 8. So we can move on and draw or join these two circles together like this, and then we have to write this solution here saying, maybe I can use a different color, 8. Beautiful. This is our number line. But then the question did not end there, saying we need to also include the solution set. And how is this solution set looking like? So it's just an open parenthesis. And again, one thing here, when we use this sign, then we'll use either open and close parentheses when they are stating the solution. But for this sign, we use either open square bracket or close bracket or both, depending on the sign you will see from the question here. We have taken extremely long in question number 1, such that questions that will come, we'll just go by using the knowledge of what we have got in question 1. So here we have 1. This bracket means 1 is not inclusive, so a number more than 1 starting from maybe 1.1 or anything, and also less than 8. It could be 7.9, and any number between are inclusive, comma, then 8. So if you have this parenthesis, meaning, this square bracket, meaning the number is included, and that is only when you have less than or equals to, as I've just mentioned. So that is the solution for this question here. So let's move on and look at question 2. So our numbering system would be in terms of A, B, and C. So in part B of the questions, it says negative 6 is less than or equal to 2x minus 4 is less than or equals 8. Okay, how do you solve this? Quite simple, as I've just mentioned earlier on, and according to my preference, I'm going to use the second approach, where we make them into 2 separate simple inequalities. So the first one will be negative 6 is less than or equals to 2x minus 4. For the first one, we pretend we don't have less than or equals to 8. Now the second one, we're pretending we don't have negative 6 is less than or equals to sign here. So we shall write the second one as 2x minus 4 is less than or equals to 8. Okay, so let's move on and solve this one here slowly and see how it moves. So we have a negative 6. Now when negative 4 crosses this sign, it changes to positive 4. So we have here is less than or equals to 2x. Now this one simplifies to negative 2 is less than or equals to also 2x. So we can divide both sides by these 2 to get our x. Now this is less than or equals to by 2, that vanishes to 1, then the other side also goes to negative 1. So let's rewrite the remaining one from here, and we have negative 1 is less than or equals to x. So that is the solution for this part of the question. Let's again move to the solution on this side. So we can collect like terms as before, and we have our 2x is less than or equals to 8, and this time we have plus 4 when negative 4 crosses the sign. Now here we have our 2x, this one has simplified to 12. Then because we're getting x, we have to divide both sides by the coefficient of x, that is 2, such that we have 12 divided by 2. Then again, our 2 will vanish from the left hand side of our inequality, and here by 2, 12 divided by 2 goes 6. So when we arrange right on this, we'll have here x from the left hand side is less than or equals to 6. Now, always the smaller number, these extreme numbers will look at which one is bigger and which one is smaller. The smallest ones will be in the left, and then the biggest ones will be in the right. So good news is we're having these x are corresponding to each other, so we just simply merge these x together, and we have some solution that looks like negative 1 is less than or equals to x. Similar to this one is also less than or equals to 6. If you have preferred working using the other method, have you got the same result? If yes, please tell me in the comment section of this video here. So I think this is so beautiful. So let's go on and represent our solution on a number line. So let's grab our ruler and then we draw a number line, and then from here we'll see what we are drawing. We're starting from -1. Now, as I mentioned earlier on, it's good to go one number beyond. So we'll go from -2, and these numbers are many to the left, so we can use that arrow. So we move on from -1 to 0, and then 1, we move to 2, we move to 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. One more, because we have here 6. And again, we cannot exhaust them all. We have many numbers to the right, and we include that using this arrow to the right. Great. So next is to spot this boundary integers, and we have here -1. So on top of -1, we make our circle. On top of also 6, we can make this. By the way, you can write this same circle exactly on this line. And since we have enough space, I think we just want to prefer writing them out. So if somebody will make it around here and draw it exactly on the number line, is perfectly fine. But before we join them, check at the sign. The signs are less than or equals to here, meaning this must be what? Shaded. So let's go ahead and shade this first circle. We also do the same to the second circle to the right of our solution, and then after shading, we get our ruler, join those two circles together. Wow. Okay, this one looks fantastic. So we can transfer our solution up here for easy readability to see our answer from far. So we have -1 is less than or equals to x, is also less than or equals to +6. Wow. So what are we left with? Guess. Okay, we're left with only the solution in terms of solution set. So what we do, we get the extreme number here, and that is -1, comma, then the last number there, 6. And as we discussed earlier on, looking at less than or equals to, then we use open parentheses. And since we also have the same sign here, we'll also close using, sorry, not open parentheses, but it's open square bracket, and also here we'll end with closing square bracket. I hope we are moving on together very well, but in case we are not, please let me know at the comment section, and I'll advise you also to pause the video, take some note, then you'll be good to go. So with this, let's move also to the next number, and that number is number C. So what is number C saying? In part C of the question, we have 5 is less than or equals -x plus 3 is less than 8. Okay, so what do we do? How do you approach this number? Simple. Use any of the method that you feel comfortable with. Now we go ahead and have 5 is less than or equals to -x plus 3, and -x plus 3 is less than 8. So these are two simple inequalities we can solve easily. So to avoid working with this negative, I'm preferring bringing it to the left hand side of the inequality, and this one changes to positive x. So here we'll have our 3 and 5 will join to the right and changes to negative 5. So we have here x is less than or equals to, the result here is 2. And remember, for this to rhyme well, it's better we have this x in the middle. And you know what we're going to do? We'll write this one here, passing to the other side. But we shall do that after working out this number and see how we can qualify them. Okay, let's move on to the second small number. And I think this one is also good to have on this side so that we have it as positive. Now here we shall have 3, then 8 will come to the left hand side and change to negative, and we have here x come to the left hand side, changing to positive. Simplifying, 3 minus 8, we have minus 5. This is less than x. So let's study these two numbers together. Between negative 5 and negative 2, which number is bigger? Tell me from the comment section, which number is bigger? Somebody must say negative 5. Negative 5 indeed is smaller than negative 2. And earlier on in our guide, we said the smallest number needed to be in the left and the biggest number to the right. So meaning we can bring this down and we have negative 5 is less than x, and now here is rhyming with this, so this is going to be is less than or equals to negative 2, because negative 2 is bigger than negative 5, right? Wonderful. So having done this, the only thing we're left with is to draw our number line and putting our solution in a solution set. So again, we can go ahead and draw a line to represent our number line. Then this time around we're dealing with negative numbers, so we can start from negative 6, because our least number is negative 5. So we have negatives. Okay, let's start with negative 6 here. Then we go to negative 5. So we move to negative 4. Proceed to negative 3. And this direction you're taking, the numbers are increasing. Then we go to negative 1. Then perhaps to 0. We can give also 1 to represent that, and these numbers are not ending, so we have a lot of integers moving to the right. That is why we use our arrow. So what next can we do? We need to identify our least number, and that is 5. So above this integer we have our small circle. Now since the sign here is less than, we are going to leave it with this hole, and then we move to the next one and we have less than or equals to on top of 2. So on top of 2 we'll draw the circle, but because the sign is less than or equals to, we will do our shading. So let's shade this one. I think somehow I'm poor in shading, but at least you get the idea. Well, okay. Now having done this, let's get our ruler and join these two circles together. So great. I think that is it. So the next thing we're left with here is simply writing our solution next here, where we have negative 5 is less than x, and this one is less than or equals to negative 2. Now what is our solution say? our solution set is quite simple. We start with -5, but looking at this open circle, meaning the bracket here must be parentheses, and we move on to the next. Here we have -2, and again looking at this sign is less than or equals to, meaning we are closing with square bracket. So that is our solution set. Have you got something similar? Big up to you. Okay, so in part D of the question, we have -3 is less than x over 2 plus 1, and this is less than or equals 4. So here we have just introduced some small fraction here, and we do the same way as before by splitting this compound inequality into two simpler parts. So -3 is less than x over 2 plus 1, and x over 2 plus 1 is less than or equals 4. Now let's collect like term. We have here -3 minus 1 is less than x over 2. So this simplifies to -4 is less than x over 2. And quickly we can multiply both sides by the LCM, and here our LCM happens to be 2. So we have here 2 and also 2. So from the left hand side, 2 times -4, we get -8. This must be less than. Now here this will vanish, and also what we have here at the denominator will also vanish. So we're left here with x, and that looks like the solution for our small inequality from the left. So let's also do the same to the right. Now we have here x over 2 is less than or equals to 4. Then this is minus 1. Now we simplify again that, and we have x over 2 is less than or equals 3. Now again multiplying this one here by the LCM, and the LCM is 2. So we have our 2 multiplying the left hand side. Then of course this is going to cross. Then this one is also multiplying the right hand side. So we can cross this to 1, and you write the remaining term here, which is x is less than or equals to 6. So this is the second solution for the inequality in the right. Now since we have x and x facing each other, we know that this number 8, -8 is smaller than +6. So we can combine all of them together, and we have -8 is less than x is less than or equals to +6, and that becomes our solution. So as before, we can move on and draw our number line. So from here we look at the boundaries, and the boundaries here are -8 and 6. So this is quite a lot of range. I'm just going to have here our -8. It will go up to 6, and we have a lot of numbers in the middle here. So I'm not going to state them all, but you get the idea from the previous one and even this one here. But if you have the time and you have space, please go ahead and start naming from -8 to 6. So let's push on and indicate on top of here our circle. We also indicate on 6 and take a look at the signs. So the signs from the side of +6 tells us that we need to start shading this circle. But if you come to the side of -8, it is an open circle. So we can join those two circles together and we have something that looks like this. And this is wonderful. So we can transfer our solution here, where we have -8 is less than x and is less than or equals to +6. Wow. So finally, we can also give the solution set, where we start with -8, and you already know the bracket we use here because of this open end, and we have on the other side 6 positive, and because of the sign we also close it using that type of bracket. And I hope you're proceeding well, aren't we? If we do, give this video a thumbs up. Okay, now let's go to part E of the question. We're really moving on very well. So part E of the question is saying, okay, we have -2 is less than, this time this is a very good fraction here, where we have 2x minus 2 whole over 3. This is less than or equals to 1. So let's do the same approach, where we can split them into two simpler inequalities, and we have -2 is less than 2x minus 2 all over 3, and 2x minus 2 over 3 is less than or equals to 1. So starting from the left, we can get rid of this fraction by multiplying everything by 3. So let's rewrite this, and we have 2x minus 2 over 3. And how do you multiply this? We can use brackets. Then you can say here 3, and here let me use times 3. Quickly, this one vanishes to -6 is less than, of course we know this one will cancel, and the denominator will also go. So finally we're left here with 2x minus 2. So for like terms, we have -6 plus 2. This must be less than 2x. Simplifying this, we have -4 is less than 2x. Dividing both sides by 2, we have in the left hand side -4 divided by 2, then 2 divided by 2 from the right hand side, the 2 from the right hand side will go to 1, then this one here by 1, this one goes to. Okay, so we can make cleanup, where we have -2 is less than x, and that becomes solution for our inequality from the left. from the right, we can do the same, where we can recopy our 2x minus 2 over 3. This is less than or equals to 1. And we can move on and multiply this by the denominator. Indirectly, this is LCM of 3 and 1, because this one is also standing over 1. So we have here 3 and here 3. And the 3 will go with the 3 here. So when you cross that, we shall have from the left hand side of this inequality 2x minus 2. This will be less than or equals to 3. Collecting like terms, we have 2x is less than or equals to 3 plus 2. Simplifying the right hand side, we'll have 2x is less than or equals to 5. Collecting this x alone, meaning we're dividing both sides by 2, we have here 5 divided by 2. As these 2 vanishes, we'll have, now I'm going to write this in fractional form. I think it's better to write in decimal. So this one goes 2.5 as the value here. So when you check around, negative 2 is less than 2.5. And we have x's all coming together. We can move on and combine our work. So our solution here becomes negative 2 is less than x is less than or equals to 2.5. Then that is our solution, but we need to represent on a number line. So if this is our number line, we are starting from negative 2. Let me say 3, negative 2. So we have here negative 1, we have 0, have 1, and then 2, we go to 3, maybe let me end at 4, but the numbers are going to positive infinity, likewise to negative infinity. Then zeroing down to 2, we'll have here negative 2, and have our circle which is empty. Then this one is 2.5, is between 2 and 3 exactly here. So we draw our circle, but this time is also shaded as we know already. Don't need to waste time here. Then we join those 2 circles together and they look like this. Okay, now what are we left with writing what we had as the solution here, that 2 is less than x and is less than or equals to 2.5. Then for our solution, we'll have negative 2, 2.5, and this is open, this one is close, square parenthesis, square bracket. Well, I think we're moving on well, so let's move to the next part, and that is part F. So in part F of the questions, it says a half is less than or equals to x plus 4 over 3 is less than 3. So as before, what we do is to break it down to simpler inequalities, and we have 1/2 is less than or equals to x plus 4 over 3, and 2x plus 4 over 3 must be less than 3. So now this time we need LCM of 2 and 3, and that is 6. So we're gonna multiply both sides of this one by 6 as the LCM. So we can move on and use bracket for this one. So if we have LCM 6 multiplying the right hand side and also LCM 6 multiplying the left hand side, we'll divide this one here by 2, goes to 1, goes by 3, so 1. Meanwhile, by 3 here we have 2, and by 2 we have 3. So recopying the remaining things from the left hand side, we have 3 is less than or equals 2 into x plus 4. Okay, so let's open up this bracket and see 2x plus 8. Collecting like terms, we have 3 minus 8 is less than or equals to 2x. Subtracting, we have negative 5 is less than or equals to 2x. Dividing both sides by 2, we'll have negative 5 over 2 is less than or equals to x. If you divide those, you'll have negative 2.5 is less than or equals to x. That is the first solution. So the second solution is done the same way, where we have x plus 4 all over 3 is less than 3. Now here, multiplying this by the LCM, and this time, since this one is not a fraction, the LCM is 3, so we can have this one as 3. From the right hand side also 3. So this 3 will cancel down, and we have the left hand side x plus 4 is less than 9. Collecting like terms, we have 9 minus 4. So finally x is less than 5. Then combining the two together, we'll get the smallest value here is negative 2.5 is less than or equals to x. Then this x is also less than 5. Putting this on a number line, the range of the numbers are from negative 2 to positive 5. We can move on and start labeling here from maybe negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, up to 6. 5, 6. Since we have space here, we can say 7, and they are continuous. Also to the negative infinity. Now getting our points, 2.5 is between negative 3 and negative 2. So our negative 2.5 is lying here, and this time it is having less than or equals to, we set it immediately out. So moving to the other side, we have 5. Now 5 is here, and it's less than, so we leave it just open. Closing together again, we'll have this. Then writing the inequality, we have solution, we have negative 2.5 is less than or equals to x is less than 5. Then the result of this one here, the solution set is negative 2.5 comma 5. So go ahead and guess the bracket we'll use. From here, what do we have? Parentheses, closing parentheses. Great. From here, what do we have? Open square bracket. And that is our solution set for this number. Okay. So lastly and finally, part G of the question. And up to this time, if you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and smash that subscription button, destroy that like button, share with friends so that they also benefit from this video. I know you have done that, and thank you. So we have G, that is having 1 is less than 2x plus 3 over 4, and this is less than or equals 5. So after this time, I know you're already okay with this solution we had earlier on. Go ahead and pause this video, work it on your own. Please work it on your own on a sheet of paper or in your notebook, and then sit back, relax, and see the solution if it is corresponding to what you have just done, and that is well done. So please do that. Pause this video. Thank you for doing that. Okay, let's proceed together. We have our first solution. So as usual, we're gonna split this into simpler parts where we have 1 is less than 2x plus 3 over 4, and 2x plus 3 over 4 is less than or equals 5. So multiply through by 4, we have was 4 times 1 is less than 4 times 2x plus 3 over 4. Now we can cancel this 4 out. It goes to 1, and plot in the remaining one. This one simplifies to 4, and from the right hand side we have 2x plus 3. Collecting like terms, we have 4 minus 3 is less than 2x. Simplifying this results to 1 is less than 2x. Dividing both sides by 2, we have here a half is less than x. If you wish, you can say 0.5. Oops, this 0 looks funny, isn't it? Wow, let's wrap it off and correct immediately. So we have here 0.5. I think this one looks much better than before. Okay, so that is the solution for the first one. So in the second part, we do the same work. So we multiply by 4 from left hand side and right hand side of the inequality. So we have here 2x plus 3 over 4. We close this bracket and we have 5 times 4. And before you know it, the 4 will have gone. So we have here 2x plus 3 is less than or equals to 20. Now we subtract 3 from both sides. So here we're left with 2x is less than or equals to 20 minus 3. 2x is less than or equals to 17. Dividing both sides by 2. We have also 17 divided by 2. So the remaining thing here is x is less than or equals to 8.5. Since we're written this one at decimal, we also do the same here. So combining together our answer, let's do it up here. Our solution should be up there. So we have 0.5 is less than x is less than or equals to 8.5. Then let's do a number line, and for now we need enough space. Oops, I think the solution is going to be covered up. We can rewrite it here again, and we have our 0.5 is less than x is less than or equals 8.5. So drawing a number line this time here, and okay, so let's use white for our number line. So here we're starting from 1. Or I think preferably let's start from 0, because 0.5 is between 0 and 1, and we go all along up to 9. So we have here 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have just gone up to 10. This is up to positive infinity, likewise negative infinity. So we'll also identify where our point is between 0 and 1. Exactly at the point here we have this, like this open circle. Then here 8.5 is between 8 and 9 here, so we have our circle shaded. Why is it shaded? Because of the sign here. So joining up this together, we'll have our ruler, target it well and join. And I think this is a great job. Okay, writing the solution up here, we'll have 0.5 is less than x is less than or equals to 8.5. So coming to the solution set, we have 0.5 comma 8.5 open parenthesis close square bracket, and that is our solution. So if you have worked out this number and then you have got this solution and your number line looks like this, to get the solution set exactly like this one here, big ups to you and congratulations for doing it well. So, and if you have watched up to this time, thank you very much. But before leaving this video, please like this video, give it just a thumbs up, subscribe to the channels. I have some juicy videos coming your way. please don't miss out. Then in our next discussion, we're going to looking at reasons. So I know you don't want to miss that video, so do that by subscribing to the channels so that you are tuned to Caltex Academy. In case you don't know my name, I am Julius, the CEO of this great academic channel. Thank you for watching. See you on the other side. Ciao.